Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to our weekly market outlook class where we try to spot tradable opportunities for the week. To begin, we're going to do a brief review on some of the previous trades that we have been. So Euro USD have been my trade for the past few weeks, right? So since back in February, especially from around March, I mentioned the fact that we were looking for buying opportunities, and I was expecting that price was going to come all the way up here. I'm sure the good thing is you can obviously go back, and if you're watching this from the YouTube, you can obviously check my channel and see those videos when I discussed price being down here. And even as price was moving, I made mention of the fact that I wasn't interested in selling. I was only looking for buying opportunities. So we're buying all these areas and our targets was this area here. So you can see how price came exactly to our point and delivered just as anticipated. Okay. So so that's nice. It's a good one and it's nice. Now here with what price has done, the question is what next for price? Well, one thing I always try to tell you guys is I always like to trade in the direction of the trend. You could see clearly that the market here is bullish, and yeah, sure, we could get we will get some retracements, but the momentum of price is bullish. So therefore, as long as price is still making those bullish moves, I'll still be looking for bullish continuation. So the idea is this, right? While most people, so here's what most people tend to do, right? So they see price at a level like this. So they see price something like here, and they say, oh, this is a high level, this is a a key resistant level, or this is a double top, or some sort of reason. They try to sell, right? The same thing they do here. So price comes up, they say, oh, it has gone up too much, it needs to come down. They try to sell every, as the price is making higher highs, they try to sell every highs. Now, here's the point is, at some point, they will be correct, meaning maybe price will decide to come back down. But the problem with that is, they are willing to be wrong 100 times just to be right once. However, the way I trade is I'll be right 100 times and I'll be wrong once. That means because this market is bullish, I'll still keep looking for bullishness in this market until the market changes structure. That means at some point I'll be looking for bullishness and the market will change bearish. That is, this is where risk management comes. You need to understand that you're not going to be right all the times, but you want to stack the odds in your favor. So Euro USD delivered expertly to us. I captured every single pip within this range, within multiple trades, right? So that was about the 400 and just call it about 500 pips range, where I had multiple positions within this area. If you're on the Telegram channel, you'd see you can obviously review some of those trade analysis that we had. Yeah, sure, we had some losses within here, but all in all, we were looking for the bullish bias to deliver, and price kept delivering the way we expect. Now, what now for the week? Well, I am still looking for the highs to get taken out. I know it sounds crazy, but I am still looking for the highs to get taken out. Why? Because the structure this market is showing is still bullish, right? So if we look at this, so let's just look at this area here, for instance, you would notice that, so please keep your mics muted. Let me just do this quickly. So you would notice that, okay, so you'd notice that this is in terms of high to low, we have this low, or basically we have this low that forms this high, and then this new low that causes this high. And all of this were areas we're actually buying, and then we have this low here that caused this high. So basically, from this low to this high, this is the range that I'm interested in, right? So in my own opinion, as long as price does not close below this low, I expect the markets would do what? Take out this high. So I'm still looking for buying opportunity. And as you can see here, I highlighted some areas I'm interested in buying from, right? Some areas I'm interested in buying from, those two red zones that I just highlighted there, okay? So now, how exactly will I be looking to play this? Now, if we drop down a bit, let's look at a 4-hour time frame here. You'd see the structure. So you can see some of the trades that we took. So you'd see the structure, the areas I'm interested in going into the week. But there's one thing I need you to pay attention to. There's a good chance the dollar will get strong going into the week. And So if dollar gets strong, at least relatively compared to the euro, we could see this area not hold. But I am still looking for also what it means basically is within these red zones here, I am looking for confirmation to buy. I don't know if you get that. Within this red area here, all I'm looking for is confirmation to buy, right? So I'm looking for confirmation to buy within this zone. And if we get confirmation within these areas, I'll be interested in buying. So confirmation for you might be something like counter trend line break. It could be price action setups. It could even be, you could even use something like indicator, whichever it is based on how you trade, right? Now I'm having some chat alarm go off on my MT4. Let me quickly look at what those are. Okay, gold. Just give me a moment. Okay. Now, so essentially, if price gets into this area, I'll look for buy opportunity. If it drops down further into this region here, I'll look for buy opportunity. I sense we could get a trade probably today where price comes into here. We get a confirmation and I'll look to take this back to this high. I'm just simply going after the highs. Why? Because a lot of people, a lot of dumb money basically are trying to force sales into this market. And where would their stop losses be? Well, something like above here and even higher areas. So if the market finds enough liquidity, it could very well go to grab this liquidity, even if it wants to eventually go down. Okay, so Euro USD, I'm looking for buys. Now, I made mention of the fact that the dollar could get strong, and you'll notice that when you look at the DXY. So the DX, remember, just like we did our analysis on the Euro USD for weeks and weeks, we also did an analysis on the DXY, saying we're expecting or anticipating dollar weakness as price pulled up into this area. So you could see how that itself delivered itself quite nicely for us. We went from this area of interest down to our liquidity targets, right? Now, you could see that price has completed that cycle. There's a chance price could go back, and make a deeper retracement or even maybe change the structure entirely. There's also the chance that price could go down a little bit before making that move. So if we begin to see, there are some fundamentals that we're expecting for the week from the US and also from the UK, from the EU. Those could serve as catalysts for us to push price the next area it wants to go. We're having a high impact news by 1:30 p.m. today. Now remember, I don't trade the news. I just pay attention to them so that I know when to avoid the unnecessarily volatility in the market in terms of those spikes and all, but also knowing that they also serve as catalysts. They work in conjunction with the overall structure of price. So price is not isolated from fundamentals because fundamentals tend to play out what the market is actually doing most of the times. Okay, so we could see a stronger dollar this week and even maybe next week. And if that's the case, we could see dollar begin to strengthen against most pairs. So for example, Euro USD might begin to drop, pound USD might begin to drop, gold dollar might drop. That's might. However, Euro USD, I am bullish on those markets. And until the market changes structure within what I'm looking at, I am still going to be looking for opportunities to buy. That's basically the way I look to approach this. So Euro USD, I am looking to buy this if we come into any of these red areas here. So that's within 1.0938 to around 1.0911. So that area I'm looking to buy. If it drops deeper into around 1.0867 to around 1.0827, I will still be interested in looking for buy opportunities within those regions. Now, there's one pair I like quite, I actually quite like the setup, and that's Euro USDCAD. So USDCAD is basically now my my favorite pair for the week, especially if we see dollar strengthen, right? So if the dollar gets stronger, right? So remember, Euro USD, we're looking for buys, but if the dollar gets stronger, then it will cost Euro USD to drop. So a stronger dollar would make the markets to move basically against the trend, and I don't like to trade against the trend. However, Euro USD, USD CAD is at the current, it's currently at an area where I'm interested in looking for buys, and the setup in the market also seems to basically look quite promising from a technical point of view. So this is the chart for USDCAD. Now let me just zoom out a little bit so I can show you basically the reason behind the bias. Now, so you could see that since making this low, right? Since making this low here, what price has done essentially is just to make higher highs, higher lows. So this is daily chart, right? Make higher highs, make higher lows, make higher highs, make higher lows. So price has been making higher highs and higher lows up until this area. So this is the most recent high, and it came from this low down here. Now, so since making this high, what you see is price has been ranging, right? Now, but not just the fact that it's been ranging. Within this range, it also appears to, so let me zoom in a little bit. It also appears to, so look at this. We have this low forming basically this high here. And then we have a pull back into this region, basically the higher low. And then we have another higher high, right? Now, this higher high is intermediate, meaning it has not yet taken out the structural high. But then we're having higher lows and another higher high. So essentially, I'm looking for this move back up here. And now this is the daily chart. So similar to Euro USD, where we had it a couple of weeks ago, we could be setting up for some sort of a good amount of trade, a good move on you see it as USDCAD, where price begins to move. So now if we break down this analysis a little further, you know, I wouldn't break down so much analysis here because I reserve those as more core content for my cutting edge trading room, which are Wednesdays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays for clients who are funded. So somebody was asking, how can you get access to the Telegram channel? Well, the only way you get access to the Telegram channel is to fund your account, and then you get added to the Telegram channel for clients who are funded, where you can join me in some exclusive classes, and also get some trade ideas and trade insights based on what I'm thinking. Now, essentially, looking at this, you could see that we have this structural shift here, like so. Right, where we have broken this high. So we have made, now if you're like a Wyckoff, like if you're looking to trade Wyckoff schematic here, this could be SL or SC, selling climb our preliminary support, right? So our selling climax, we have automatically our ST, probably our sign of strength, and maybe we have this go back up. Now, it's not the clearest of Wyckoff accumulation schematics, but looking at this, you could see we have this accumulation schematics here. We also have this sign of strength, basically, which is displacement to the upside. And our price is now at an area where, the reason I like this trade is the risk to reward in terms of what would cost this trade to be invalidated versus the room for profit or potential is quite high. And if you know me, for those of you who know me, who've been in my class for a while, you'd know that I'm always about it's always about the risk to reward for me in terms of how I look to get involved in trades, right? Now, what would negate this trade is if price comes and closes below here. Now, if you're aggressive, or depending on the way you trade, you can actually get involved in a trade. Like so, you could buy now, put your stop loss below here, and target this highs, right? That's one way to approach it. But you know me, I always like to look for micro. I look to get involved in micro time frames within lower time frames with smaller risk and higher potential reward. Now, I sent out a trade idea on the Telegram channel earlier this morning on USDCAD. I'm sure some of you saw that. Now, in that trade, you'd see the idea behind it here. It was based on the 15-minute and the 5-minute structure, where price. So you see, first thing is price has come into an area I'm interested in. It has come into an area I'm interested in, and then it begins to bounce away. So we have this, you can see this break of strength. We have this show of change of character, basically, where price is now pushing higher. So this is now essentially our low to high, right? So our higher low and then our higher high. So basically, I'm expecting price to make some sort of higher low within here and then continue to move. And then we had this touch down here and price made this break. So on 5 minutes, you'll see that break. And then I look to get involved on the retest of an area leftover order block which is why I got involved in a buy trade here. Now, this trade for me is still open. My stop loss is, just shy of something like this. Let me see quickly. Just quickly. Yeah. So I'm still on that trade. So you could see the idea. I sent out this trade signal on the Telegram channel. So you see, so essentially this is my trade. My risk is like 13 pips. No, not 13 pips. It's like actually like 4 pips. My actual risk on this was like 4 pips. Where do you think my overall target is? Well, my overall target, as you know, now obviously I have the way I take partial. I'll take partial profit as price begins to move my way. However, the overall target for me on this one is something very, very similar to the way it was on EURUSD. Now, what this means is I'm okay being wrong, so I don't need to explain myself so much. For those of you who join me on the Telegram channel, those of you who have funded your account on the Telegram channel, you have joined my class quite a lot, so you understand the way I trade. For those of you who have not, well, fund your account and join us on basically the upside of life. So essentially, I'm looking for this move, right? So from this low to this high. So I'm risking what, 5 pips to go after something like 400 or 500 pips. Now, at the end of the day, I might end up taking just about, price might end up coming back here and I take some profit and then eventually goes back and hits my break even. It's fine. But what this means is as long as price does not go below this low, right? As long as price does not come below this low here, whatever price does within here, all I'm interested in is buying up to these highs, right? So this is very similar to what happened on EURUSD, right? And that one delivered perfectly. On Friday, we had our final push to our target, and I closed out all my positions. Right now I just have on my main account, I don't have any position on EURUSD. On another of my smaller account, I have very small positions left there. Just my stop loss is not a break even anymore. It's just I'm just trading my stop loss and letting it run. So similar approach here. Now there's no guarantee that this will move all the way to here, but that's fine. Even if it's like so I took a trade on, I think on Friday on USDJPY. It was a sell trade. Now, even though price not exactly go all the way, I still ended up making about 1:10 on that particular trade before it took me out at break even. So I ended up making the overall RR on that was about 1:50, but I ended up making about 1:10 before price eventually, I took out partials and then price eventually moved against and then went back and hit my break even. So it's the same sort of approach here where we're essentially looking to buy all up to these highs here based on market delivery over time. So I'm looking for buys. I'm looking for you'd see me talk about this pair in the coming weeks more often. As long as, so this is the negation. As long as price does not close below this low. So as long as price stays here, even if it comes back, this current trade I have here ended up hitting me and taking me out for a loss. As long as price does not close below this low, I will be looking for bullish confirmation to take this all the way up, right? So all the way up, basically. So similar to my EURUSD analysis, similar to the gold trade, just like we had it on EURUSD, we started buying from this low. We only looked for buys till price delivered to us on this high. The same way it was for us on XAU USD, where I started, actually, this was way down here. If you go to the Telegram channel, you can see those trade analysis, those trade ideas. If you go to my YouTube channel and you check weekly market outlook classes, you would see those analysis from some few weeks back where I did when price was way down here and I was saying that price is going to deliver to this high. This was the high that I was looking at. And definitely what you could see price delivered, broke that. I was still looking for buys. I even made some good trade here from this low to this high. So even till now, I am still looking for buys on this market. Why? Because the overall structure of this market is bullish, and I expect it to continue to stay bullish until it gives me a reason as to why it doesn't want to do that. Okay, so I know I'm not your conventional type of instructor. I know most traders or most instructors would look at USD and tell you, oh, it's a level of resistance, let's try and sell, and stuff like that. Or even some smart money type trading would still approach trading like basically with a retail mindset, right? And yeah, once in a while you'll be right, because you have a 50% chance of being right when you toss a coin. But if the coin is weighted and you know where it's weighted, you have a higher chance if you know how to play the game. So it's all about understanding how to trade based on the way the composite man operator shows their hand, or basically the sign language in the market that you can read based on your own system. Now, you can be profitable trading any style, whether you're trading indicators, you're trading support and resistance. You just need to define your trading, have a trading journal, have a trading plan, and stick to your plan. But basically, on USDCAD is my favorite position for the week. As long as price does not close below that daily low that I showed you, I will be looking for buying opportunities. I know it could take a couple of weeks before price, maybe eventually, it could take a month, maybe two, before price eventually gets our final target. But what I'm saying is, within that range, all I'm looking for are buy opportunities. And you can, so same thing I did here. All I was looking for were buy opportunities. So you can see we had buys here. I had buy position from many of these places, and all along, obviously I had some losses. I showed you those losses too as well in those live classes as we were moving. You could see, for example, here I had a trade, ended up being a loss. I had a trade here that ended up being a profit. So that's, you don't need to be worried. If you're going to be successful in this business, then you need to embrace losing. Basically, you need to be okay knowing that you will lose some trades, and don't freak out when you lose trades. And this is why risk management is very important, because if you have proper risk management, then, well, if you lose 1% of your account, that's fine. The problem is people will refuse to take losses and continue to shift their stop losses down, or continue to martingale. And then when the market decides to change or decides to do something else, well, they end up blowing the account. You can't blow your account one loss at a time, right? It's almost very, very, except your costs, right? You can't lose. It's very difficult to lose your account, when you're risking like 0.5% or 1% per trade. You need to lose 100 trades back to back to lose your account, or to blow your account when you're trading, with proper risk management, let's say 1%, right? So, and, you have to be very dumb or very unlucky to have this kind of thing. And, if you want to be able to make more money in the market, then you need to fund more money. You can try and flip an account. I've seen people do that. I used to do that, but it's not sustainable. It's not a sustainable way of trading, because every now and then you blow the account because you're really over leveraging. You need to understand that nobody's in control of the market. We try to take advantage of the fluctuation in the market based on our own trading edge, and that's the same thing you want to do. So USDCAD is, I think that's that trading of that particular trade idea is one to keep in mind for the week, and let's say for the coming few weeks. As long as price does not take out our low. I'd also want you to keep in mind, so today we have by 1:30 p.m., we're going to be having the Empire State Manufacturing Index. So this is a high impact report from the US. It's expected to come out at negative 17.7. We'll see if this come out better. So all through last week and the week before, the high impact reports from the US were coming out worse than expected. If they begin to come out better than expected, meaning the economy begins to perform, then it will actually support our idea on USDCAD, right? So USDCAD is now my new favorite position, as long as price does not take out the low. EURUSD, I'm still looking for buys. Gold, I'm still looking for buys. And I think there are some other trades that I will be talking about, but mostly tomorrow, especially to clients, those of you on the Telegram channel, when we'll be having our cutting edge trading room. Okay, so also keep in mind, we will be having some high impact reports for the week. So let me just show you the expected news event. So on Tuesday, we have the GBP, that's the pound change claim. It's high impact. It's come out at 10.2 thousand. We'll see what it comes out at. And then still same that Tuesday, we're going to be having the CPI report from CAD. So now remember, the favorite way I'm talking about here is also USD CAD. So CAD high impact news can also influence it. if it comes out worse than expected, it will be good for that particular trade idea. It could even come out better than expected. If the market is really set on moving in that direction, we'll still see that movement in price. Remember, fundamentals are not necessarily what push price. What push price is demand and supply, and the volume from the composite man or from the market makers, basically in terms of the hands that be, and where they feel the value is. So keep in mind, CAD reports by 1:30 p.m. tomorrow. And then also on Wednesday, we have the CPI reports from GBP, as well as NZD CPI reports by 11:45 p.m. And then on Thursday, we have the unemployment claim from the US by 1:30 p.m., as well as a high impact news, not necessarily news, it's just the chairman of the Bank of Canada, Malcolm, will also be speaking, and traders will judge the sentiment of what he's saying as to whether he's hawkish or dovish, and you'd see the market move one way. So I'm interested in the USD news, in the CAD news, especially for our USD CAD trade. And then also on Friday, we'd have lots of high impact news from the US, so and from the euro as well. So those two would have some implication in the markets for us as well. So I think we've looked at just the number of pairs. Remember, for those of you joining my class, I don't really talk about so many instruments today's class. It's tomorrow's class and my cutting-edge trading room, where we'll be having those trade ideas for clients to join me in a live trading session for our cutting-edge trading room, okay? And also for the week, again, I'll also be having the second part of the forex robot building class. This would only be available for clients who are funded as well. I'll send out that link to the channel as well. So USD CAD, keep that in mind. Euro USD looking for buys. USDJPY, USDJPY, I'm actually on the fence, right? I'm still looking for reasons to sell this. I want to sell this pair. So this was the trade I was telling you about. This was the trade I was telling you about. This was the actual, so you could see I had a sell trade here that ended up being a loss, but this was like last week, right? Tuesday or thereabouts. And then on Friday, I had this trade. Was it Friday or Thursday? I think it was Thursday. Yeah, so we had this trade. It was based on, let me see if I can get there exactly. So you could see the trade. It was based on this 15-minute time frame. I actually got involved on the 5-minute time frame. You see how price began to move. My initial target, so I had my overall target was the daily low. You could see it here, right? So you could see it here. This was where I was aiming for, right? Down here, like so. That was the overall target. And I'm still looking at that area. I still expect price, especially if the dollar, now if the dollar gets strong, we could see this negated. But however, if the dollar continues to do what it's been doing for the past few weeks, I will still be looking for opportunities to sell this back down here. So you see, so even though I was looking for price to get down here, I was able to secure about 1:2. Let's see that. Let me go over here. You can see this was about 1:11. So when you factor in spreads and commissions, it's about 1:10. I took my first partial. So I took first partial around here, with something like this, which was already a 1:4. My stop loss was, so here, my stop loss moved to break even, and I took my second partial here, and I was, so I took out about 20% of the trade here, and I took out another 40% of the trade away from here, and I wanted to just see the rest run. And even as price began to move up, I was still interested in buying here, but I didn't get the confirmation, and price began to move. So you could see where price is now currently. It's beginning to range, right? You know what happens usually when the market begins to range, right? So you can, a quick look of that is this. You can see what happened when the market ranges. It ranges and then it busts, right? Same thing it is here. It ranges and then it busts. Same thing here again. It ranges and then it busts. So I'm watching this one closely as to see. I'm looking to sell this. I'm still interested in selling this, not buy. But I would want to see. So one thing you can keep in mind is you can keep this trend line like so in mind, and is not the neatest, but a break below this could begin to offer sell opportunities, but I will be looking for structural shifts, right? A better outlook or a better way might just be to wait for a close, right? If we have a candle close below this area, so let's say price closes below here and then begins to retrace, you can then use that as a reason to sell, target some of these lows. Okay, keep your risk obviously within reason, right? So EURUSD, you have my analysis. USDCAD, you have my analysis on that. USDJPY, gold, and I think we'll look at even the DXY. Okay, so those are the trades we'll be looking at on our weekly market outlook class for today. I hope you enjoyed the class. Remember, I should upload this to my YouTube channel